This computer terminal provides full access to the L-Cars computer net.
Well, hey guys, welcome to the L-Cars ADV Subspace channel. Welcome aboard. Well, today we got a new toy for the TSE 300. Let's take a look. Engage. We got an Xtng Gen 3 Pro meter and rod carburetor. Yeah, and it's for the TSE 300R. And we bought the 36 millimeter because that's where L-Cars ADV hangs out riding. We're down low and mid-range. That's what we're doing single track trails. So that's a reason why I'm going down from my 38 millimeter Kean. I have a 38 millimeter Kean clone on there, and that is not the stock carb. The stock carb is a 40 millimeter Mikuni, which everybody should know, unless you're riding wide open throttle all the time. But for us, you know, regular plebs who ride down low to mid-range, then 36 is definitely a good option. 38 is fine too, but I decided to give the 36 a go because it's better for low end, and that's where I ride. And it's funny, I literally just figured out the perfect jetting for, you know, where I am near 500 feet above sea level for my Kean. So, and then I ordered this. So anyways, so yeah. For those of you who don't know, these single circuit meter and rod carbs have plenty of advantages, and one is going to be fuel consumption. You're going to get better mileage, and it also adjusts for elevation and temperature, humidity, because they're internally pressurized. So there's quite a few benefits to these carbs, so theoretically. So I actually had a smart carb version of a metering rod carb on my TSE 250R, which I absolutely loved. It was a PIA to tune. It took me a couple months to probably tune that carb. I went through several metering rods, and just getting the clicker right on it was kind of a pain in the butt, but it was definitely a learning experience. But when I got it right, it was perfect. Never had to touch it again. I really liked that carb. Had a lot of good low end response to it, and it just livened up the bike quite a bit more. So that was a smart carb version, and I really like that one. So we're going to give this one a try, and I promise you I will be honest and tell you if it sucks or if it's awesome or if it's just middle of the road. So let's see if it's worth the money. Engage. Okay, let's take a look in the box. And by the way, this is a Gen 3 Pro. They do have another version that is not internally pressurized, so I don't know too much about that one. So this is most likely the smart carb version I had. So yeah, Gen 3 Pro. So you got a manual and some parts in there. I don't know what they'll do yet. I don't know what that is yet, so we'll figure that out. I said it comes with the manual. And we got the carb itself. So yeah, it looks pretty well made. It's got a nice clear float bowl, which is nice. Lots of different circuits on there. I know there's like multiple circuits that you can turn on or off on there. I think there's a idle circuit, idle fuel circuit, idle air circuit, and I think there's a power jet too. Yep, right there. And so I'm not sure what all that really does yet, but you could turn them all off and make it a single circuit, whatever that means. That's why I'm going to read the manual. So 36 millimeter. Yeah. And one more thing in there, and which you definitely need for the GPX 300R, is you need a different throttle cable. So this is something that you definitely need when you go to this carburetor. All right, well, let's get it in and see how it goes. At the risk of putting Russian disinformation on the internet and getting banned by our social media overlords, I want to point out with the throttle cable you need for the Xtng, you're going to need this Nibby quick throttle off of Amazon. I'll post a link. Pretty cheap. I think it's like 15 bucks or something like that. And then you're going to need some new grips, obviously. These Nibby grips are really good. I've had these before. So I'll post those links in the description. Okay, here she is installed. I know my fuel filter is probably installed backwards. Gosh, I put a update on Facebook about the carb and everybody's concentrating on my fuel filter. Well, that's the way the arrow was pointing on it. I don't know. So anyways, here it is installed. Pretty easy job. I mean, you can take the old carb out really super easy. You don't have to take off the seat or the plastics or nothing. You know, you can just pull the boot back and stuff her in there. But yeah, but it looks real good. I love the clear float bowl. However, I will say that I ordered this from GPX, and this is the fuel assist screw, and so this adjusts like low end stuff, I guess, from my understanding. But anyways, the newer version of this carb is supposed to have it's kind of works like a choke, and it pulls out and it does some kind of choking function for cold starts. But this one I got from GPX didn't have that. So I'm messaging the guy from Xtng now. Hopefully they take care of me. We'll see what happens with that. I know part of this carb they did update. This used to be a choke, and they just completely got rid of it. But as far as I know so far. And this up here is the the power jet for upper range throttle. And this is your idle adjustment. So yeah, but yeah, that's what she looks like. Okay, I did a ride at my buddy's house on some enduro trails just to test the carb out. I just wanted to post a quick little initial review, and I will post the ride video separately from this, so look forward to that. But I just want to say, wow, this carburetor is great, and I know I could probably tune it some more, but initially, initial settings without even messing with it, wow, the response is great. It's got great low end response, mid range, and even upper too. Wide open throttle. I know I can probably even make it better too with all the different fuel circuits you can mess with, because it has a fuel assist circuit, which is for some of the low range, and then there's a power jet 2, which is for the you know, I think it's half throttle and up, you know, upper range. But you can you know, tweak those settings. But yeah, this carburetor is, wow, it's really good. I'm looking forward to seeing what it can do, and I'm also looking forward to see what the MPG gain is as well. And you know, just tweaking it a little bit here and there, and just getting even better responses out of it, which is, compared to my Xtng, this is, wow, it's like a rocket ship now. And the Xtng was great too, but I am honestly just kind of blown away how good this carburetor is, especially a Chinese carburetor. You know, they definitely put some effort into engineering it and making it different than the Smart Carb and the electrons out there, so which is great to see, you know, that they're putting their in-house stuff in there. So kudos to Xtng for, you know, just overcoming any previous iterations of that carburetor. I know they had some issues with some of the previous generations, and they just kept tweaking it and making it better. So yeah, kudos to them. As you know, I've had a Smart Carb before on my TSE 250R, which I absolutely loved. I think it's a fantastic carburetor once you get it dialed in. For me personally, it was a pain in the butt to dial in. I had to get tons of different metering rods to get it right, but that could be just because it was a different bike than some of the standard bikes out there. But once I got it dialed in, it was fantastic. I definitely would recommend a Smart Carb. They're great. But this time around, the Elcar's ADV budget is not, you know, going to handle that right now. So I think they're $600-700 now for if you needed a 36 or 38 millimeter. So I just didn't want to spend that kind of money on a carburetor at this point. So this carb, this is the Gen 3 Pro, and it's a lot more affordable. So really excited about this carb, what it could do. I just wanted to show you the plug from my initial ride. About 20 miles on this, but man, that is a really nice brown, probably a tad bit rich, but like I said, I'm tweaking it, but man, that plug looks fantastic. It's probably hard to see in the video, but it's like a really nice brown. So just to recap, I love this carb. I give it the Elcar's ADV Engage rating. It's just very responsive, crisp. It runs how a two-stroke should run. Very impressed. I will give future updates on this and let you know how it goes. I'm very confident if you were to stick this carb on, you know, a KTM or a Beta, you'd be just as happy as well. And like I said, I'll give you updates, and I hope this has been helpful to you guys, and I'll see you on the trails. Live long and ride.